The first time I saw her fury, I thought I had made a grave mistake. I had been sent as part of the human diplomatic mission to the planet Chrysalis, a jewel of a world orbiting a luminous binary star system. The Chrythalian Empire was vast, their society steeped in rituals humans could barely comprehend. And at the heart of it all was the alien queen ruler of millions, feared and revered, untouchable in every way. Except now, she had me in her sights. It started innocently. I had been invited, or more accurately, summoned to a private audience. The rumors that humans were fragile and easily manipulated had circulated for decades, and as the envoy assigned to maintain peace, I had little choice but to obey. I entered the throne chamber cautiously, bowing as protocol demanded. Her presence was overwhelming. Even seated upon her crystalline throne, her aura radiated authority and danger. Her skin shimmered faintly in hues I could not name, and her eyes, luminous pools of amber and violet, seemed to pierce straight through me. For a moment, I forgot to breathe. "I have summoned you," she said, her voice calm but carrying the weight of an empire. "You stand accused, not of treachery, but of consequences that even your kind cannot foresee." Before I could respond, she leaned forward, her gaze locking on mine. "And now, I have revealed the truth. I am carrying your child, human." The words struck me with the force of a nova. My mind raced. This had been impossible, unthinkable. And yet, her eyes betrayed no lie, only the simmering fury of one who had no intention of letting me leave. The beginning. The Chrythalian court was a place of strict rules and ancient rituals. Even humans accustomed to interstellar travel found its customs bewildering. I had learned enough to navigate greetings, protocols, and gestures, but nothing could have prepared me for this. The queen, Lycera, had summoned me into a world where she alone decided the boundaries of fate and consequence. I had met her before, briefly, during initial diplomatic talks. She had been courteous, regal, distant, but there had always been an undercurrent of something personal. Now, that undercurrent had erupted into a tidal wave. "I cannot allow you to leave," Lycera said, her voice low and unyielding. "The child I carry binds us. Your departure is inconceivable." I don't understand," I stammered, trying to gather words, reason, logic, anything to explain away the impossible. How can this be? This isn't possible." Her amber eyes narrowed. "Humans are not your concern. I am not asking you to comprehend, it is merely reality. Accept it." I realized then that negotiation, logic, or escape were irrelevant. Her will alone dictated the circumstances, and she intended me to remain. The middle. Days passed, or maybe only hours. Time in the Chrythalian palace moved with an otherworldly rhythm. I was not confined, yet I could not leave. Lycera's chambers were vast, filled with luminous flora, cascading light, and technology that intertwined seamlessly with artistry. She allowed me to move freely, but always under observation. Every glance, every step, every breath was measured and considered. "You fear me," she said one evening, stepping closer as I studied a holographic map of the binary star system. "And yet, you stay. Why?" I don't know," I admitted. "I feel responsible. I don't even understand how this happened, but—" "You do not comprehend responsibility," she interrupted softly, her gaze softening, yet still powerful. "You are human. You believe in choice, freedom. But freedom is meaningless when a life, 2 lives, is bound to your actions." Her words carried the weight of truth. I felt a strange connection, a tether between us forged not by affection, but by consequence. The child she carried was our bond, a living testament to events I could barely grasp. "Will you teach me?" I asked cautiously one night. "About Chrythalian culture, your people, this child?" Lycera regarded me silently. Then she moved with the fluid grace of a predator and placed her hand on my shoulder, a gesture that was intimate without being inappropriate, grounding without caging. You will learn. But learning is not mere observation. You must participate, understand, and endure. Only then will you comprehend what is at stake. The revelation. It was during a ceremonial feast that the truth of Crethalian hierarchy struck me. Every gesture, every word, every gaze carried significance. Lycera, though enraged at my hypothetical departure, held power beyond imagination. Her subjects revered her, obeyed her, and feared her. I realized the futility of any argument or negotiation. Yet, beneath her power was vulnerability. Her hands trembled subtly as she adjusted the ceremonial headdress, and I noticed the faintest traces of fatigue across her luminous skin. The child she carried was more than a bond, it was also a burden. I did not ask for this union, she confessed privately that night. And yet, the child exists. You are part of it, whether you like it or not. My fury is not directed at you alone, it is directed at circumstance, at inevitability. Her words resonated in me. I understood then that the Queen's rage was not personal, it was a manifestation of responsibility, of the weight of lineage and duty. You are human, she continued. You cannot fully understand what it means to lead millions, to balance empire and life. And yet, you must endure, because leaving is no longer an option. The conflict. Weeks passed, and the political climate outside her chambers grew tense. Factions within the Crethalian Empire questioned her decisions, her policies, and her choices regarding the child. I was caught in the middle, a human with no real power, yet central to the web of intrigue. One evening, a faction of Crethalian enforcers attempted to remove me by force, believing the human's presence endangered the succession. Lycera's wrath was instantaneous. Her eyes flared, her voice carried across the palace, and the enforcers froze, paralyzed by the psychic weight of her command. You will not touch him, she said, her tone unyielding. He is bound to me, to the child, and to the empire. Interfere, and you will answer to me, personally. The enforcers withdrew, fear etched into their every gesture. I realized then that escape was impossible, not because of walls or guards, but because she chose to hold me, and her will alone dictated the outcome. In that moment, I understood the gravity of being entwined with the alien queen. This was not captivity, it was inevitability. My life, our child, and the empire were connected by threads I could not sever. The resolution. Over time, I began to adjust. Fear was replaced by understanding, apprehension by respect. Lycera allowed me to participate in rituals, governance discussions, and education concerning the child. Though she remained firm, her demeanor softened in private moments, revealing trust and even a fragile intimacy. You endure well, human, she said one morning, as I assisted her with the ceremonial preparation. Few could have withstood what you have. You are no longer merely observer, you are part of this empire, part of this lineage. I never expected this, I admitted. I thought I would leave, that my mission would end. But now, I can't imagine leaving. She smiled faintly, the warmth in her eyes illuminating the room more than the ambient lights ever could. Nor would I allow it. Our lives, our child, and the empire are intertwined. You must accept it, as I have.